The world of motorcycle racing is preparing to welcome a new rivalry that could shake up the MotoGP stage. Toprak Razgatlioglu, the world superbike champion, known for his aggressive riding style, will soon challenge Marc Márquez, a MotoGP legend currently performing at his peak on the Ducati Desmosedici GP25. The question is, can Toprak truly disrupt Marquez's dominance, or will Marquez's greatness make him the next victim? Let's discuss. The 2025 season will be Razgatlioglu's proving ground in World Superbike. He broke record after record and established himself as one of the best riders in the championship's history. The pinnacle of his achievements came when he recorded the 1,000th victory in World Superbike history, placing him alongside legends like Carl Fogarty and Jonathan Rea, and symbolizing his dominance in the modern era. However, Toprak's exceptionalism doesn't stop at those numbers. This season's statistics are astonishing, a winning streak that has made him virtually untouchable, a 26-point lead in the championship standings over Nicolo Balaga, and the remarkable feat of winning with 3 different manufacturers, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and BMW. These achievements prove that his greatness stems not only from his ability to perform well on a motorcycle, but also from his extraordinary ability to adapt to completely different machine characteristics. His riding style is a magnet in itself. His extreme front-wheel riding technique and precise corner entry control are nearly impossible for other riders to imitate. Every action on the track seems to defy the laws of physics. It is this style that he will bring to MotoGP, where it will be tested by Marc Márquez's ingenuity. In a recent interview, Toprak fueled the growing rivalry in the racing world. "I didn't come to MotoGP to learn. I came to compete. I respect Marc, but I'm not afraid of him. I've competed against the best in superbikes, and I'll compete against the best in MotoGP in my own way." This is more than just a confident statement. For Toprak, moving to MotoGP is an opportunity to challenge his limits. Despite his incredible potential, Toprak's path to MotoGP will not be easy. He will be riding a Yamaha V4, a motorcycle that is still in development and far from perfect. Unlike Marquez, who has fully adapted to the powerful and proven Ducati, Toprak must adapt to an engine that hasn't even been fully tested on the MotoGP track. The transition from an inline-4 engine in superbikes to a V4 configuration in MotoGP isn't just a matter of more power. Riding style requires significant changes from corner entry to throttle control. MotoGP world champion Fabio Quartararo acknowledged the difficulty of this kind of adaptation when he faced a similar challenge at the start of the 2021 season. Additionally, Toprak must contend with the technical complexities characteristic of MotoGP. Michelin tires are sensitive to temperature changes and force riders to be extremely precise in maintaining performance throughout the race. Electronic systems that regulate traction and engine power add another layer of difficulty, and ride height devices that affect the bike's balance require an understanding of new vehicle dynamics, and that's just part of the challenge. Ahead await the MotoGP predators, the consistent Pecco Bagnaia, the aggressive Jorge Martin, the experienced Fabio Quartararo, and, of course, Marc Márquez, a dangerous figure ready to test his limits at every turn. This season, Marc Márquez is more than just a fast rider. With 8 consecutive wins in the 2025 season, he has demonstrated a lethal combination of speed, experience, and cunning. Each race shows how Márquez has evolved into an almost untouchable figure, aggressive when necessary, yet patient enough to wait for the perfect moment to pass his rivals. He is now more mature, strategic, and patient in reading the race situation, as if each lap were part of a master plan he's devising in his head. Meanwhile, Toprak Razgatlioglu's wild and exciting riding style will clash with Márquez's calm and calculated approach. It's not just a duel of styles, it's a duel of racing philosophies. For Toprak, this is the biggest test of his career, pitting him not only against the dominant Ducati bike, but also against Márquez's racing brain. Honed over a decade at the top of MotoGP, in response to Toprak's arrival, Márquez made a sharp comment that immediately caught the attention of the paddock. "I'm happy Toprak is coming to MotoGP. The world needs an aggressive rider. But it's not about style, it's about results. If he thinks his technique will intimidate me, he'll be shocked. By how ruthless MotoGP is, I'm ready to test him in every corner." This remark was not just a quip, but a stern warning that Marquez would not allow any newcomers to disrupt the dominance he had painstakingly built. For Marquez, maintaining his supremacy isn't just about winning, it's about demonstrating that at the top of MotoGP, there can only be one leader. Everyone else must overcome him if they want to challenge him for the top spot. Marquez wasn't the only one who spoke. Gigi Dall'Igna, the architect behind Ducati's success, added fuel to the rivalry with his heated comment, "I respect Toprak's courage. Bringing his riding style to MotoGP is exciting to watch, but we at Ducati won't give gifts to anyone. We have the best bike, the best rider, and an uncompromising racing philosophy. If Toprak wants to test his riding style, let Marquez be the one to teach him a lesson." MotoGP history shows that the transition from World Superbike to MotoGP is rarely smooth. Ben Spies, despite his talent, needed more than a season to find his rhythm. Max Biaggi arrived with a great reputation, but was never able to beat Valentino Rossi in his prime. Despite their heated battles on the track, many observers believe that the true rivalry between Toprak Razgatlioglu and Marc Márquez will likely only peak in 2027. By then, Toprak will fully understand the characteristics of the MotoGP bike, and Pirelli will have returned as a tire supplier. This could significantly benefit Toprak's aggressive, improvisational riding style. However, another scenario is possible. If Toprak demonstrates competitive performance immediately in his 2026 debut season, or if Yamaha successfully accelerates the development of their V4 engine and challenges Ducati's dominance, this major rivalry could explode sooner than expected. In that case, the Toprak versus Marquez battle could be the most intense in the last decade, perhaps matching the legendary intensity of the Rossi versus Lorenzo era. MotoGP always needs a new story to reinvigorate the competitive spirit on the track. In recent years, the battle has often been dominated by the same names, so the presence of a new figure is crucial. Toprak Razgatlioglu emerges as this new figure, bringing an aggressive, spectacular style and a willingness to take risks that leave fans breathless. Meanwhile, Marc Márquez remains the gold standard to be conquered. With his proven experience and cunning, he is a rider capable of turning every duel into a proving ground. As Marquez himself once said, MotoGP needs a new rider with a strong character. Toprak's presence seems to be a concrete answer to that statement, prompting Marquez to bring his Agami once again. The big question now is whether Toprak will truly be able to challenge Marquez's dominance, or will he instead become a stepping stone for the champion to assert his supremacy in this new era? Leave your thoughts below.